I was born in Hayward, California. Uh, Grew up in Livermore, which is about 20 minutes away from Hayward, which is like near Oakland, California. My parents got divorced when I was about 7 or 8. My mom raised me with my sister.
How was that, the divorce?
It I was so young, so I really didn't really understand what was going on.
You think it affected you?
It did affect me because I always wanted to like be around my dad, and my mom always took me to see him whenever I wanted to see him or he wanted to see me. She never kept us apart. You know what I mean? I didn't know he was. I knew he was an alcoholic, but I didn't know that until I was older, because I was so little. I didn't really have a relationship with him growing up. I was always very intimidated by him, even though I wanted to be around him. I just thought he was like the coolest, big, strongest man in the world, which is pretty much like how every young kid sees their father. You know what I mean? And I was always really intimidated by him. That scared the piss out of me until I was about 21 years old. And I finally stood up to him and told him I ain't gonna take his shit no more, and I'll beat his fucking ass. And he kind of was waiting for it, for me to do that. And that kind of like irked me the wrong way a little bit. Like, you could have shown me all this love and support all these other years, but you waited for me to stand up to you, to acknowledge me, kind of a thing, you know? So I never really got that. I understand he had a hard life, but that doesn't give him an excuse to kind of intimidate your son, you know what I mean? Like, this kind of made me not really have a man figure in my life until I was an adult. So, you know, I had my mom and my sister. So it was a little bit different. Women always in the house, which is a good thing and a bad thing when you're a kid and a guy, I guess. So I started experimenting with drugs and alcohol. Alcohol first when I was about 11. My buddy's parents used to drink all the time and had all liquor throughout the house all the time. So we'd drink, and then even sporting events, they would buy us, you know, to bottle of tequila to keep us away from the grown-ups and stuff, and let the kids do their own thing. And that was in junior high. High school, I started smoking weed and then experimenting with cocaine and ecstasy and acid and mushrooms and pretty much anything and everything I can get my hands on. And
Like experiment, you said, like, was it strictly for the fun of it in that way?
it started for the fun of it, you know, and then like, I guess I always felt like I didn't belong. I was little growing up, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't really have my people until I got in high school, and I kind of found my band where I fit in no matter what I was doing. They just happened to do drugs and drink all the time. So that's where I felt at home. And we partied a lot, you know. It was fun for a long time. For a long time, it was a lot of fun. And then within a couple of years, you know, I lost my dad and my grandmother and my mom all back to back to back. And I think that's when like my addiction really changed. It stopped being fun, and it was just a coping mechanism. I didn't want to feel anything. I didn't want to feel pain anymore, or I just didn't want to feel, pretty much. I just wanted to numb myself as much as possible. And that's what I did. I numbed myself for a long time.
How do you think like losing? I've heard people talk about that a lot, but how do you think losing very key figures in your life affects people, just in general? Like what type of thoughts or feelings or emotions go along with it?
I mean, like my mom, man, like my mom was like my best friend and stuff. Like if my friends from California were here, I mean, they would flat out tell you. I mean, like my mom was like their mom, you know what I mean? Like we did everything with my mom, like road trips, you know what I mean? Like I took my mom to the movies once a month, sat in the back row, same two seats, saved every movie stub, you know, like my friends would be going out drinking, partying at the bar on a Saturday night. I stayed home and watched TV on the couch with my mom. I mean, she was older. I just kind of had a feeling like, you know, like my mom ain't gonna be around forever. I'm gonna take as much time as I can with my mother. I was her baby, you know what I mean? Like my sister was 7 years older than me. You know, I was like my mom had me at 42 years old, so I was kind of like a surprise. I think when you lose someone that close to you, you know what I mean? Like you lose a part of yourself, especially when you're a young kid. And that, like, for me, like I was bad in addiction at that point when I lost my mom. Like I was taking care of her through her cancer and her chemo, and I was drinking and doing drugs this whole time. And I remember the day she died, like my brother-in-law was taking me to handle my DUI stuff through the courts, and he dropped me off, and then like an hour later called me, say he was coming to pick me up. And I just automatically knew my mom was dead. And my sister called me a few seconds later telling me she passed, and I was like, I know. It's funny how I think the hardest thing that I've had to do was watch like the coroner take away my mom's body. Um, and I say I was good, but I look back now and I really wasn't. I was such a mess. I could have easily just put a bullet to my head and pulled the trigger. I actually kept one in my pocket for a while.
A bullet.
A bullet, yeah. I'm very thankful I did not do that.
Yeah, me too. But it sounds like it rearranged you in some way, or was it obviously? Who wouldn't, right?
Yeah, I will. A couple blessings did come out of me losing my parents. It made my bond with my sister grow that much closer. Like we were close, but like after we lost our parents, we were all we had, and we just became super tight. And now, like, I mean, I moved across the country, you know, she's the only family I got. Her and them babies, my brother-in-law, you know, that's my family. That and you know, it's funny how you lose somebody, and then like, you know, with every death there's life. And she found out she was pregnant the year anniversary of my mom passing, and then found out she was having twins a year to the date of the funeral, and they were born the day after my mom's birthday. So there is that.
Seems pretty significant.
Yeah, it was mom talking to us for sure.
Absolutely.
You know, she said, you know, it's just a 3 now, so here's 2 more for you guys, which has been a huge blessing. But and that's for me too, as a blessing, is that those kids don't got to see their uncle all messed up anymore, because they see me drunk, high, living in piss and shit pretty much, and telling their mom they feel sorry for uncle living this way. And so I checked myself into rehab back in 2020, and I stayed there for 42 days, and then I got out and I lived with my sister for about 6 months. And she got me into, you know, a good routine, got a job, got my own place. Did good for about a year until I relapsed, and I hid that very well from her. I didn't relapse on drugs, it was just the alcohol. But I was just drinking myself to death. And it wasn't even fun. I was just drinking just to drink. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't fun. I wasn't doing anything. All I was doing was just sitting on my patio or sitting in my car, just completely shit-faced drunk. Can't even really walk. And when I decided to move out here, like, I was
Why
like,
did you?
why did I move out here?
Yes, sir.
I wanted to start over, you know, start fresh in a new place where no one knows me, knows knows my past, unless I want to let them know it. Start fresh, get clean, just all around start a new life. You know what I mean? Just
Why here?
well, to be honest, Second Amendment.
Okay.
Better gun laws,
Yeah.
just like Texas or Idaho, but we chose Tennessee.
Who's we?
Me and my sister.
Okay.
Yeah, we chose as a family, I guess you could say. And I'm glad we did. It's beautiful out here. But when I got out here, I was just doing the same shit I was doing back home. Just couldn't get a job, or couldn't find a job, couldn't find a place to live. Was staying at a hotel, just pissing away my savings on alcohol every day. Not even drinking in my room. I was sitting in my car in the parking lot just getting drunk all day. From the time I woke up to the time I passed out asleep, from like 7 in the morning till about 2 o'clock in the morning. I was out in my car drinking and chain smoking cigarettes. And occasionally going up to my room to get some cold beer or go to the bathroom or, you know, eat a little something or throw up or something. And I was throwing up outside my car, so. I had finally had enough, but like I couldn't, I would start detoxing within like an hour of not having a drink. So I was like, I can't just stop on my own. Like I needed help and I didn't know where to get it. And that's a pride thing too. But I had met someone and said that they would be willing to take me into a rehab program if I was interested. And at the time I ain't got a problem, you know, I'm good, you know, I still had money, you know. I mean, you still have money, you ain't gonna check yourself into a rehab, at least just with me.
Yeah, that's my experience as well.
Yeah, so it took another couple of months of pissing away all my savings on alcohol. We finally made the call, and sure enough, she picked me right up within like 20 minutes and pretty much took me into the rehab, and they were trying to give her the runaround to let me in, and she pretty much said I needed to be in there, and that's what was going to happen. So I did 5 days in crisis, I believe, and then 28 days in MAG. And I got out of MAG on October 13th of 2022.
It's coming up.
Yeah. And then came right into Recovery Resources, Lawson House last year. And it's been probably the best two decisions that I've made in my life, to be honest. I got clean through a good program. I could have maybe went to my sister's or something, but I wanted to do a sober living program to where I would work a 12-step program, work with a sponsor, go to meetings, go to therapy, you know, actually work on trying to find the root of some of my problems instead of just, because anybody can get clean time. Doesn't mean you're clean.
Uh,
You know, I had that before. I was still miserable. You know,
so how do you feel like somebody can count clean time as clean time?
honestly, just working a program, working on themselves, trying to find out what, because like the alcohol and drugs weren't really the problem. I was the problem. It was all it was in my head. You know what I mean? Like I had to fix me. The drugs and stuff had nothing to do with it. That was just a coping mechanism to hide behind. You know.
What'd you find out about yourself?
That I'm still a piece of shit, but I can tolerate myself. I'm not really a piece of shit. I just, now that I'm surrounded by great people. I have a great support system with my family and friends. I'm loyal. I'm a kind person. I like to work hard. I'm disciplined. I love consistency. I'm dedicated. This is it for me. Like, I've said it before, like, I've had, you know, my second chance and whatever. This was my last chance and only chance. You know, I'm not wasting it. You know what I mean? Like, this is my life, you know, and I'm living it and I'm loving it.
So you found something that...
I found something worth living for, you know, and it's great.
So what type of, like, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do? I want to do a lot of things, you know what I mean? Like, I would love to be a personal trainer. That's something I've always wanted that's a goal I've wanted for myself since I was about 18 or 19 years old when I first got into working out. I would like to do what you're doing with film and stuff, making little documentary movies or something. I like to write. I like to draw. I don't think I'm good enough to do a tattoo artist or anything, but like, I don't know, maybe do a clothing line or something. I have all kinds of things I would like to do, you know. I want to travel. Travel's a big thing on my list. I want to go to all 50 states. I'm at 23, so I got a few to go, but...
Like 40% the way there.
Yeah. Alaska and Hawaii are going to be hard, but... that and I don't want to be a disappointment anymore. Especially to my parents who I know are watching me from up above, you know. I feel like they never got to see their son sober as an adult. So I'm trying to make the best of it and be an example for my niece and nephew, you know.
What's your favorite part about your life today?
That I can be counted on for anything. That my sister can call me and let me watch her kids, or, you know, hey, do you want to go catch a movie, or do you know, just the fact that I have the freedom to do that now, and what's the right word?
I think you said, like, you're capable of being that human.
Yeah, I'm capable of being that human today to where I can, you know, like when we went to the festival, we had a great time, you know what I mean? Like,
nobody's worried about you.
Yeah, nobody was worried about me or what was going to happen. You know, everybody's just enjoying themselves, you know, living in the moment. It was great.
If you had to take a movie and replace all the characters but one with Muppets, what movie would it be, and who would you keep as a human?
Oh, this is great.
Yeah.
Forrest Gump, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Keep Tom Hanks as
It
Forrest.
would almost make that much sense, but like the reactions you could get out of the Muppets.
Oh my God, that'd be priceless.
All right, so bonus question: what Muppet is Bubba?
Animal.
I was literally thinking
He'd be animal for sure.
he gets carried out and dies on the river there in
Yeah.
Vietnam. Yeah, okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you doing this, man.